Governor, last week the Chancellor unveiled her growth speech and many different reforms that she says will be growth positive for the economy, planning reforms, new runways, new reservoirs, and so on. I just wonder, I presume by now you've had a chance to look at that. Can you tell us what is the impact of those measures on the economy?
Yes, we have. I mean, I'm a very, very strong supporter both of the growth agenda that this government had, and by the way, the growth agenda the previous government had as well. I mean, this is, we've told the story quite a few times that the potential growth rate in the UK has been low since the financial crisis, and that obviously has an effect on our policy environment, and has an effect on other policy environments as well. And addressing those questions is critical. So, very strongly agree with the Chancellor on this point. Now, what I will say is, of course, structural policies take time to come through. So when we're looking at obviously a 2 to 3 year horizon here, you wouldn't expect a lot of that to come through quickly. But I don't for a moment want to leave you with the thought that therefore we don't think it matters, because it does matter, because obviously what matters is what comes thereafter. But Claire, did you want to comment on this as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think I completely agree. I mean, obviously we are very supportive of measures that raise growth in the long term, and her speech was focused on those. They were structural reforms. The UK, actually, like lots of advanced economies, has a challenge on productivity. That's the sort of challenge of our time. Those sorts of structural reforms, I mean, look, I spent a lot of time at the OECD. This is the sort of meat and drink that we spent a lot of time on. It is structural reforms that will drive that long-term growth rate. It's absolutely the right thing to do. The UK, like lots of advanced economies, actually needs to do an awful lot in this space. But in terms of the forecast horizon that we use, obviously you wouldn't expect to see a change in that because of these sorts of policies. You would expect to see it over the longer run. Obviously helps. These things are important for everyone, right? Across the UK economy, as we all know, it's the only way to get rising real incomes in the long term.